Hi, my name is Tim Gregory. I'm the senior pastor of Family Worship Center in Santa Fe, Texas. Today I want to talk to you about God's grace and the power of that grace to propel us forward and to the purpose He has called us to. In 1 Corinthians 15, the Apostle Paul speaks about his apostleship, and he talks about how he's the least of all the apostles because of his past, how he had persecuted the church. But he goes on and he says in verse 10 of chapter 15 of 1 Corinthians, he says, he is what he is. He says, I am what I am by the grace of God. He says, God's grace was at work in me. And he says that grace was not wasted. He says that above all the apostles, he says, I labored harder than all of them. But he says it wasn't me. It was the grace of God in me, moving me to do what he had called me to do. You see, Paul had learned how to rely on God's grace to move him forward, to do all God had called him to do. You know, you and I have both been called by God to fulfill a unique purpose in God's plan to redeem mankind back to himself. And the grace of God is with us to propel us forward, to give us the strength and the ability to do all he has called us to do. I want to encourage you today to learn to rely on that grace. You don't have to rely on your own strength, your own abilities. I know we have strengths, talents, and abilities, but we must learn to rely on God's grace to do what God has called us to do. Only by relying on God's grace will you have the power and the ability to fulfill successfully all God has placed in your heart to do. So rely on that grace. It's free, and it can never fail. Be blessed.